I don't agree with Mike here. Mike is saying Wash is the horrible. I think he's is relatively much better, much better than most of the people on the left. And in fact, and I think he's necessary. He's like he has attracted a lot of people on the left, and he's like acknowledges the fact that anti-white racism is a thing and that it's cringe, even if he thinks it's not a big deal. But at least he says that it's a thing. He's anti-protectionism. So imagine like getting the most far lefty people that are becoming attracted to him to be exposed to somebody that is more trade rather than less trade. Like imagine far lefty people being, because they don't want to listen to us, but they're listening to Vaush, and he's against protectionism. That's amazing. He also is anti-Islam as much as he's anti-Christianity. So imagine like the de-radicalization that is happening with all these people that are following him. And he's like, yeah, religion, Christianity, Islam, they're all cringe. So that's great. What else is he? Oh, he's like far left, but he's also against anti-male sexism. I mean, imagine wokey people being exposed to somebody that says that, yeah, it's not cool to hate on men. Like, what? So that's really good. And also, the one thing that far lefty people that will not, okay, so they have a red line. So I feel like, okay, fine, anti-white racism is a thing and it's not cool. Anti-male sexism is a thing and it's not cool. Maybe protectionism is not a good idea. But if you tell them that the revolution is not going to happen, that's the red line, okay? They're all waiting for that revolution, okay? So they're all waiting for their, end of days prophecy to come true one day, just like other dogmatic ideas. And he can tell them that that's not going to happen, but he's telling them that the conditions, the star, are not aligned, and we have to play ball with the Democrats and the mainstream and the I don't know, the establishment right now. Okay, so it's as good as it gets. Like, you can't tell them not to do the revolution right now, but at least it's telling them that maybe one day in the future, but not right now. So that's like de-radicalizing people as well. So that's a good thing, I think.
So I enjoy his like debates when he's debating alt-righters or like incels and stuff like that. My only worry with him is that I feel like he's not de-radicalizing extremists on the right. He's just taking their hatred and replacing it with all this stuff that he agrees with. So he's not de-radicalizing them. He's just re-radicalizing them. Because so many people who are far right now are becoming like communists.
I think he's de-radicalizing communists, to be honest.
Vaush?
Yeah.
He's like the furthest. He's not a tanky, but he's like uncom, right?
No, but I think like all the things that we don't like about a lot of far lefty people, he's helping us. Okay, so for like a lot of people who are part of the Wokistani Mujahideen, they would never listen to somebody like me, okay? But they do listen to somebody like Vaush, right? And what if they keep following Vaush? What is Vaush telling them? Vaush is telling them that, yeah, religion is cringe, including Islam, right? And if he's like anti-Islam, he thinks that he might not think like anti-white racism is as common as maybe I think it is, but he calls it out, and he thinks it's a real thing that exists, and that he calls it out as like race, like actual racism, right? So he doesn't dismiss it when he sees it, and he calls it out. He thinks anti-male sexism is a real thing, and when he sees it, he calls it out, even though maybe he doesn't think it's as big of a deal as it actually is. He's against protectionism, which is amazing. Like this whole idea of like, imagine this, like a whole bunch of like lefty people, like very lefty people, being introduced to the idea of more trade being a good thing. And this whole, and one thing that people are afraid of, becoming popular among far lefty people is their thirst for a violent revolution. And that is such a red line for a lot of them that that I think anybody that wants to make sure that they have an audience with them, that if you take away the hope in the revolution away from them, they will completely abandon you, right? This is kind of like their, Muslims have their end of times, Hindus have their version, Christians have their versions, and I think like a lot of communists have this one wishing for the revolution. That's the thing that they cling to the most. So you can't really take that away from them. But I think what Vaush does with them is tell them that now it's not the time, right? The conditions are not met. Now you have to play ball with democracy. You have to, liberals are bad, but to get our way, we have to work with them. So it's kind of like making them, work within the liberal system, work within the democratic society, not do violent revolution, because maybe one day. Okay, so like just post that hope for like some future that nobody knows when it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day, maybe within not, like just put that somewhere that they could just wish for it, but it's never gonna actually happen. But right now they're gonna encourage them more to work more. Like this is kind of like I feel like he's like, I don't know, if I didn't know any better, I would think that he's actually a liberal, right? That is pretending to be a leftist.
I wish he was.
I know that's not true. Like he is a genuine leftist, not a liberal. But if somebody was an actual liberal who wanted to pretend to be a leftist, to like make all of these crazy communists work within a liberal system, Vaush would be it, right? Like this is what you would do. You would do what Vaush is doing. So I think he's having a major de-radicalization effect on a lot of people on the left. So, and also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.